Yeah. Hello, students. In the last class, we have been discussed about some of the definitions which are related to the power quality issues, where we have seen about the CBMA and RTI curves, and then we have seen about the voltage fluctuations also. I could not able to send the recordings the last earlier class on Thursday. There was a class on Saturday also. Because I was not aware of the class of the Saturday. I thought that it is on the classes of Wednesday. Maybe you could have informed me also. I could have taken a physical class. Okay. When I'm just requesting your CR to inform me whenever there is a class is there on the Saturday. Okay. Please, you intimate to your CR also so that he can intimate me about the class. If there is anything class is there on Saturday also. Okay. Now, in this class, we'll see about the second unit, which is of related to the fundamentals of the harmonics. My screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. In this unit, we are going to see about some of the basic definitions with respect to the harmonics. Okay. And the content of the unit is this voltage, current, distortions, harmonic versus transients, and some of the things which we have been seen in the earlier unit also, where we have been seen about the what is the basic difference between the harmonics and then the transients also. Okay, in this we are going to see about this harmonic indices. Each the T total harmonic distortion, you may be aware of the total harmonic distortion also. There is a new term which is of the total demand distortion, which we are going to see this, and then the individual harmonic standard, not the which is individual harmonic only. Okay. And then harmonic standards, which they specifies about how much is the THD or the total demand distortion to be allowed in a system. And then the harmonic analysis. This part which you have been aware of this harmonic analysis for a periodic signal also. We are going to do. We are going to see data also. And then harmonic phase sequence. Okay. And then the triplet harmonics. We might triplet harmonics and then the interharmonics. Okay. For this unit, you can refer this particular textbook of the Dugan of chapter 4, chapter 5. Okay, chapter 5, and some of the IEEE standards which have been quoted in the first unit also. This particular standard and this standard also. IEEE standard of 519 and 1992 and 1159 and 2009 also. These standards have been shared to you also. Please go through these standards. Okay. Yeah. Next is if you see with the harmonics, generally, this is the property of the waveform distortion. The harmonics is the property of the distortion also. Okay, and the harmonics is one of the attribute to the waveform distortion. The waveform distortion. Okay. Generally, the harmonics, harmonics will exist into a system because of a non-linear load. Because of a non-linear load. Okay. Is there any other source which you might be thinking that there will be harmonics will be there? Is there any other load which will causes the harmonics apart from the nonlinear load? Anyone? Okay, please explore this. What are the other kind of a what to say? The quantity is or the equipment which is producing this harmonics also. Generally, if you consider about the linear load and the non-linear load, when you see about the definition of the linear load, here one of the definition is those drawing currents in a linear proportion to the applied voltage, the applied voltage. That might be, it is of the relation when you see with respect to the VI characteristics, uh, with respect to the VI characteristics, the relation between the voltage applied and then the current which is flowing through the element, it should be of this particular fashion when it is a linear. Okay. In that case, we can say it is a very well, it is of a linear load. It is of a linear load. Okay. If the load is, I mean, if there is any kind of a system where with respect to the VI characteristics, when you see about the current is increasing with respect to the applied voltage, like this. Okay. If it is of this kind of the characters, the VI characteristics, then we can say um, this is a nonlinear load. Say a nonlinear load. Okay, nonlinear load. Okay, in this waveforms, when you see this here, for a resistive load, might be, I mean, here the voltage and the current are maybe in the same, is overlapped here. Okay, these are perfectly in phase and also in respect to the magnitude, maybe with respect to 1 per unit. With respect to 1 per unit, it is of the same magnitude. Now, this is the case of for a resistive load, the impedance is constant over a time as the voltage and current waveform are not only sinusoid, but they are perfectly in phase to each other. This is an example for the linear load. Here, the figure B, which is of the combination of a pure inductive load. Pure inductive load. This is also, it is linearly proportional to the applied voltage. It is linearly proportional to the applied voltage, but the current is lagging by 90 degrees. The current is lagging by 90 degrees. Okay. This is also, the inductor is also a linear load. Inductor is also a linear load. Okay. Linear load. Even the capacitor also is a linear load. Whereas when you see the voltage and current waveform, it is current will be leading the voltage waveform by 90 degrees, and it is linearly proportional to the applied voltage. Okay. When you see about a nonlinear load, just a minute. See about a nonlinear load. I'll just show you some of the waveforms. How does it looks like? Okay. Here, I mean, as we have seen in the earlier class, a definition which is of Z of t. I mean, the definition of the nonlinear load, if Z of t is varying with respect to the applied voltage, impedance is changing with respect to the applied voltage, then we can say that it is a nonlinear load. Just now we are seeing like the relation between the VA characteristics of any particular load. If it is not linearly varying with respect to the applied voltage, okay, then we can say it is a nonlinear. Here in this slide, we can see that a nonlinear load, which is those drawing currents, is nonlinear proportion to the applied voltage. Okay, here you can see one of the waveform. Maybe it may not be clear also. Maybe it is a, I'll draw it over here. Okay, this is the waveform of a current here. Okay, one particular case where we have seen that a load, it is of current. The current waveform are not a sinusoidal. The current waveform are not a sinusoidal. Okay, and maybe this contains a harmonic. This particular waveform is containing a fundamental signal. Is containing the fundamental signal plus the harmonic frequency components also. Okay, when you consider a linear load, we will be getting of a current which is of a sinusoidal current, Maybe, I mean, it goes this way. Okay, this is of a sinusoidal current. Okay. I mean, for a linear load, this may it looks like it will be like a sinusoidal waveform. When you have a nonlinear load, maybe particular this duration, especially this particular duration, it is offering a high impedance. It may not be allowing the current also. Okay, there may be a load where will not be getting a current drawn also from the source. Okay, and this is a very well a periodic signal. This particular signal is a periodic signal. Okay. Now next waveform, when you see here, the current waveforms are periodic, thus they can be decomposed. I mean, which is with respect to the any kind of a signal also, any kind of a waveform. Current waveform are periodic, thus they can be decomposed into a weighted sum of sinusoids whose frequency is an integer multiple of fundamental frequencies of the periodic waveform to be decomposed. That is, a signal which is of V of t is something like a V of n by n, a summation of n is equal to 1 to n infinity, which is equal to sine of n omega t plus something like phi n. We can resolve any kind of a signal, any kind of a periodic signal. This is a periodic signal is decomposed to a fundamental value, which is of V1 of t, and then plus the V harmonic of t, the integer multiples of the fundamental frequency signals. And now in this waveform, the current is discontinuous. When you see it, the current is discontinuous during this period. Here in this signal, the current is discontinuous. Even this is discontinuous. Current waveform is this way, and then this is a discontinuous. Here also during this part, the current is discontinuous. Whereas in this kind of a sinusoidal signal, the current is a continuous signal. Whereas this signal is discontinuous signals and periodic signals. Okay, this is about a nonlinear kind of a loops also. This is the waveform which is pertaining to a nonlinear loop. Okay. Yeah. Next is if you see about the whether we'll be having the we'll see that the voltage versus the current distortion. So far, the observation which we have seen is because of a nonlinear loads, we'll be having the uh, harmonic components. Okay. So far in this particular unit, what we have been discussing is we have been discussing with respect to the harmonics. Okay. As the definitions show, tells about the harmonics are, these are the integer multiples of the fundamental frequency components. Okay, these are the harmonics are the integer multiple of the fundamental frequency components. Basically, so far we have seen like the harmonics which will be produced is because of a nonlinear loop, And you might have heard about of a transformer also. I mean, when you see about a transformer of a kind of a magnetizing current, especially the magnetizing current, it looks like the current is not a sinusoidal signal, sinusoidal waveform. The current is a discontinuous kind of a waveform, not a discontinuous, but it is not a very linear relation with respect to the applied voltage when you see the magnetizing current. That is also a reason for a harmonic currents also. It is also a reason for the harmonic currents. Now we'll try to see that what is the difference or what is, I mean, how does the voltage versus the current distortion uh, relation? Okay, how does uh, how does the voltage and current distortion are related to with each other? Okay, yeah. For this, if you see this particular example, here, this is an infinite source. I mean, this is source, this is AC generator. This is an AC generator, which is of an infinite bus, and this voltage is of VS, the source voltage. And here we have about a feeder impedance, or even that the source impedance also. Even that the source impedance also. This is this. Now, this is a case which will be having you are having over here. It is a fundamental voltage waveform, fundamental voltage. Okay, now fundamental voltage. Source voltage is fundamental voltage, and then we have a source impedance, and then this is a load bus which is connected to a something like a power electronic device or a kind of a rectifier load also. Okay. Now this particular load, which is of load is there, which is of drawing the current of IFT. Now this load current becomes distorted. And you see here the load current becomes distorted because the power electronic devices inside is a power electronic device. The nonlinear load are switched on and off to achieve the desired function. Okay, this load is a nonlinear load. I mean, obviously, when you have a nonlinear load, we'll be having a distorted current also. Distorted in the sense like the load is sometimes switched on and sometimes is not connected. I mean, depending upon their depending on the load characteristics. Okay. Now the non-sinusoidal current, obviously the current of I of t which is flowing over here, I of t, a non-sinusoidal current, it interacts the power system impedance. It is this I of t is interacting with the source impedance gives rise to the voltage distortion at the load bus. Gives rise to the distortion at the load bus. Now, when you see here, the V load is equal to Vs minus of the fundamental I1 of Z of S into sine of W1 of T plus theta 1. This is the fundamental current. This is the a fundamental current, and is also that is equal to Zs1 only. This should be Zs1. Because the reactance X, the inductive reactance is equal to something like the series inductive reactance. It is of 2 pi f, the frequency of Fn into L. Okay, this Xn. I mean, the inductive reactance, whatever it is there, is varying with respect to the frequency, the frequency component of f of n. So because of that, you will be having, I mean, here also should be x, that is n over here, that is n. But because whatever the frequency components of the current is there, that kind of the drop or the reactance is going to offer by your the source the source inductance. Okay, source inductance. So in this case, you have a drop. Obviously, this is a linear of R. I mean, whatever the current, if it is fundamental fundamental current alone flowing out, then there will be a drop here. The drop which is there of I1 times of Zs1, and this particular current of W1 sin omega t W1. It should be of V load, instantaneous voltage, right? It is of VL minus of Vs minus of Zs1, and this is of Im1, the peak current of fundamental current of sine of omega 1 fundamental frequency plus the theta 1 minus of Zsn summation of, I mean, because in this particular what to say, we'll be having the only the even order order harmonics. Okay, why we'll be having the only the even harmonics, sorry, odd harmonics? N1T plus theta n. Because of half a symmetry, we'll be having the only the odd order harmonic components. Okay, this is the instantaneous voltage at the load bus. This is a VL of T. Now, with this observation, what we are able to understand was, because of the harmonic currents passing through the feeder impedance or the source impedance of the system impedance causes a drop across the voltage of each harmonic component. Drop across the feeder impedance or the source impedance due to each harmonic component. Then in that case, in the case if you see this particular voltage may be a sinusoidal voltage, and now when you observe over here the VL voltage, then VL voltage, I'm just making out a signal. How does this VL look? I mean, this is about a sinusoidal voltage waveform. Then if you take about any kind of an harmonic, suppose if you take about a third harmonic and a fifth harmonic, then obviously we will be having the voltage maybe this particular. Okay, maybe I'm not drawn properly also. Maybe if you have a signal of third harmonic and the fifth harmonic, this looks like the waveform is of this. This is because of the third harmonic voltage drop as well as the fifth harmonic voltage drop. You will be not a peak over here, maybe you will be getting off the distortion of this kind of the fashion. Okay, this signal. Okay, basically with this background, what we were being understood was the harmonics which have been passed or which are is passed to the feeder impedance. Because of that, we'll be having the harmonics in the voltage also. Harmonics in the voltage. No, this is also one of the root cause. How does voltage? I mean, even like with respect to the fundamental voltage, also we have given this as a perfect way voltage wave shape, and at this customer bus. I mean, I'm just showing it is the how does the fundamental voltage is going to drop when you have the fundamental current in the load. Okay, this is the root causes of current and impedance. Current and then the impedances. The drop, voltage drop, it should be V1 of t into I1 into Zs into sine omega 1 t plus theta 1. When you have the harmonic components currents, see here, the voltage drop here, the voltage drop here, it is one of the fundamental voltage drop, this V1 of I1 into Zs1 into sine omega t plus. And then the voltage drop across this particular source impedance is this In of sine omega t omega 1 t plus theta n into r plus jxl. Okay, j n is the harmonic order. This is the voltage drop due to the fundamental signal, and this is the voltage drop to the harmonic component. At this utility bus, we'll be having the perfect voltage wave shape. At the customer bus, we'll be having this the harmonic voltages. The harmonic voltage V load with this particular signal is the load voltage ratio. This the voltage load, voltage signal of VL load is because of this particular current. Maybe I mean the harmonics. Maybe because of this current, we'll be having the distortions. See, when you look into these particular equations, if you want to eliminate the distortions at the customer bus, if you want to eliminate the distortion at the load or at the customer bus, what is the, when you look into these waveforms, one thing is if you make the source impedance Zs is equal to 0, and here also, when obviously your impedance is 0, then whatever the voltage which is there, then when you are eliminating the Zs, then obviously the V load is equal to the Vs. V load is equal to load voltage is equal to Vs. In the power quality terms, in generally in a power system, what they say was when the V load is equal to the source voltage, there is no deviation in the source voltage magnitude. That in that case, what they'll call it as, it is a stiff source. They'll call it as a stiff source because there is won't be any voltage fluctuations at the customer side. Okay. If it is the V load voltage is not equal to Vs, is not equal to Vs. Maybe it is more than the supplied voltage. It all depends on the current also. Okay. More than or greater than. It all depends upon the current is lagging or the current is leading also. What this particular equation is, when load voltage is not equal to source voltage, this voltage at this whatever they tell about the source as a non-stiff source, a non-stiff source or weak source also. We'll call it as weak source. We'll call it as a weak source. Yeah. I mean, you can understand like because of, I mean, in this equation, when you see this particular equation, when you see this equation, you don't have this current of IN, you don't have the IN, if IN is zero, if IN harmonic component of the current is zero, then we have the load V load is equal to Vs minus of I1 into ZS1, maybe ZS1 of sine of omega 1 t plus theta 1. When the case where the IN is zero, in that case we will be having the only the fundamental voltage drop alone. But as such, like we cannot restrict the loads to be a linear load. That means that we cannot restrict the loads to draw only the fundamental current. Okay, because nowadays whatever the customers, the end users, they don't have any kind of a control over a load current, because they were looking out the final output what the customer is expecting, right? They doesn't look into the what kind of the current is drawn by the load also. Okay, what kind of the current is drawn by the load. There is no possibility to eliminate or not to have this particular IN is equal to zero. We cannot make out the IN is equal to zero from the customer side, because they are going to use a kind of a almost all the loads which they have. It's all of a nonlinear loads also. Okay, because of that reason, we'll be having at a load bus or the customer bus uh, harmonics also. Okay, one thing, the observation what we can do was, because of the load current, we'll be having the distortion, or we'll be having the harmonics in the voltage. Okay, one thing what in what way we can control was, we can control by minimizing the source impedance, by minimizing the source event. We cannot have any kind of a source, the source impedance is equal to zero. Okay, this kind of a shift source, there is no possibility. There is no possibility of having a stiff source in a system. Okay, in general, we'll be having a non-stiff source. Not the weak source is much a weaker source, because whenever there is any kind of a load disturbance or any kind of a load, it is going to have much more variations in the voltage. But as such, like it is not such a weak source, but it is not a stiff source also. Okay, in general, will be maintaining the intermediately between the stiff source and a weaker source also. Okay, basically, when you see about the voltage versus the harmonics, the definition of voltage versus the harmonics, we'll be having the distortions in the voltage, or we'll be having the harmonics in the voltage because of the current harmonics. Okay. There's some of the important points which I just want to quote it, some of the important points. One thing is, the harmonic voltages are too great for the control to properly determine firing angles. Okay, to properly determine the firing angle. This is one of the important point, like because of the harmonics in the voltage, we cannot able to control properly to determine any kind of the firing angle. Suppose you have any kind of a firing angle control of any kind of a device, in that case it is not so possible. The other point is the harmonic currents are too great for the capacity of some device in the power supply system, such as a transformer, and the machine must be operated at lower than the rated power. Maybe you might have heard about the derating of a transformer, derating of a transformer. Because no, that means that whenever we will be having the harmonics, the source voltage harmonics, then will be not able to utilize to the rated capacity of this transformer. In that case, will be a derating, or a derating means we have been operating at the lower, the machine, suppose if it is of a 1 kilowatt, 1 kV of a transformer. If you have a harm, if it is the transformer is subjected to the voltage harmonics, in that case will be operating the transformer at the low rated power. Okay. And one more point is the harmonic voltages are too great because harmonic currents produced by the device, produced by the load, are too great for the given system conditions. Okay, this is one of the point also which we need to consider. Okay. Here, I mean, whatever I've given or explained over just now, you see this points also. The amount of the voltage distortion and the voltage harmonics depends on the impedance and the magnitude of harmonic currents. Okay, the amount of voltage harmonics is depends on the impedance and the magnitude of the harmonic currents. If you have seen this particular equation, you have seen this particular. Just a minute. With this equation, you can really understand the waveform voltage harmonics also. Okay. The one more point is it also apparent that if the impedance ZS at the load bus is very large, okay, if the load at the load bus, if the ZS is very large, okay, the voltage distortion can be significant even though harmonic currents may be small. This is also one of the important points. Even though the harmonic current magnitude is very less, if you have the ZS impedance is very large at the load bus, then we'll be having the distortion at the load bus. The worst case is experienced when large harmonic currents are injected in a weak bus. If the source itself is in a weak source, when you have the large harmonic currents, okay, here, what do you mean by this currents are injected is generally the harmonic current load or the nonlinear load is expressed as the current source, okay, as the current source. Even like whenever you are modeling a system, is a very important point. Whenever if you try to modeling any kind of a system, we'll be try to get off something like x dot of ax plus b. Okay, ax plus b. This particular state space model is a linear model. Is a linear thing. And then whenever you have a nonlinear kind of elements, in that case, we have to design, if you want to make out any kind of state space model, we need to consider a nonlinear load which is of a harmonic current source, okay, which is going to come into this U also. Okay. It's a very important point. Why I'm just telling was the worst case is experienced when large harmonic currents are injected to a weak bus, and whatever, see, the large harmonic currents are injected, that means that are injected to a weak bus. This is a nonlinear load is considered as a current source. Considered as a current source. Any kind of a nonlinear load are being considered as a current source. Because of that reason, we have been saying that the harmonic currents are injected into weak bus. Whenever you consider a linear load, what we considered was, when you consider a linear load, we considered is the current drawn by the source. The current is drawn by the source. Whenever you say about the harmonic current is injected this way. This is the current injected. Because of that, I was just mentioning that whenever you're trying to mention a nonlinear current, we were trying to represent a current source only. And whenever you want to model the state space model, we'll be treating this IH as one of the input element also. Generally, when we trying to express the state space model, which is of a linear model. Okay, which is of a linear model. Even you can see that the matrix of A, which is of the combination of an R, L, and C also. So the combination of R and L and C. Okay. Yeah. Here, the worst case is expressed when large harmonic currents are injected to a weak bus. Okay, because of that also we'll be having the harmonics. While the load current, the fourth point here, where the load current ultimately causes the voltage distortion. While the load current ultimately causes the voltage distortion. It should be noted that load has no control. Load has no control over the voltage distortion. Okay, loads does not have any control over the voltage. Because as it's like the load is not under the control, load is purely under the customer. Okay. According to the IEEE standard of 519, I mean this year it has been revised also. So it is a very old standard of 1992. Okay. According to the IEEE standard of 519/192, the control over the amount of the harmonic currents injected to the system takes place at the end user application. Okay, if you want to control over the harmonic currents, it is the responsibility of the end user. That is nothing but the customer application. Okay, the end user customer application. And also the other point is assuming that the harmonic current injection is within a reasonable limits. Within the reasonable limits is harmonic current, something like they specifies about the harmonic current to be drawn this much percentage with respect to the fundamental current is within the reasonable limits. The control over the voltage distortion, is exercised by entity. The control over the voltage distortion is by entity having control over the system impedance. Control over the system, which often is a utility. Utility is having a control where the current and the harmonic current injection is within the reasonable limits. It might be, how can the utility is having a control over the voltage drop? Maybe they might increase, but they might get a series capacitance. Maybe this is not a so easy job to control over the a series to change the series impedance also. Series impedance. That is not that the system impedance is a series is connected between the source and then the load also. Okay. Only thing is like when you have the current injection by the load is reasonable limits, then the control over the voltage distortion at the load bus is exercised entity having the control over the system impedance by making out of any kind of a series capacitors. Okay, this is one of the possibility to control the voltage and harmonic distortions. Control over the voltage and the harmonic distortions. This is the possibility. Yeah. So far we have seen about the voltage versus the voltage versus the current harmonics. Okay. Now we have seen like one of the definitions of a transient. In earlier in the unit one, we have seen the definitions of the seen the definitions of transients also. Okay, the transients. Okay, the transients are basically due to a lightning phenomena, and one more thing is switching on or off, switching on or off of capacitor banks. Capacitor banks. Is there any other possibilities having the transients?
To faults.
As such, like a fault doesn't create a any transients. Okay. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah. Yeah. When you see this particular transients in a voltage, transients are maybe is in voltage or in current also, or in current also. How does this harmonics and transients are related? Are related. Is there any relation between the harmonics and the transients? As such, like there is no such a relation between the harmonics and transients. And in the last earlier unit also, I've been explaining about how does this harmonics and the transients are related also. These are the transients are occurred due to a uh, natural frequency, natural frequency, or we can, in some cases, we'll say about the system frequency also. Okay, and then the system frequency. Okay, basically, what I mean to say that it is the frequency, the frequency due to the components of L and C, and even because of the R of the entire system. Wherever you have been considering about the transient, uh, with respect to the lightning also is having a it can be modeled with respect to the a combination of L and C and R also. Okay, this transients is of the frequency of a voltage or a current signal is with respect to the natural frequency. Whereas the harmonics are the integer multiples integer multiples of a fundamental frequency. Fundamental frequency. There is no such a, both are, I mean, the harmonics and then the transients are the separate, are both are different also. It is not, harmonics and transients are not related to each other. Because one thing like, when you have a transient, they have been operated with respect to the natural frequency. Whereas our system frequency is of the fundamental, if you consider the harmonics, is of the order of the integer, the fh or fn is equal to n times of f1. N times of f1. In this case, we will be having the harmonic components with respect to the integer multiples of the frequency component. Whereas the transients or the voltage are dependent on your system components of L and C and R. This is no way, both are related also. Both are related. Both are the different quantities also. Okay. Both are the different quantities. In the next class, we'll try to see about some of the harmonics indices. Okay, we'll try to see that harmonic indices, and then we'll try to see that how does the harmonics are related with respect to the power system or power quantities also. Power quantities in the sense like RMS voltage and then the with respect to the power factor, how does this harmonics are related also? We'll try to see that how does the harmonics are related to the power system quantities also. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, who is your CR here? Power system students, power electron students. I mean, CR have been registered this course or not?
Yes, sir.
Who is responding? Is the power electronics or power systems?
The power
Yeah,
electrons,
sir.
sir.
You are CR or what?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I mean, I'll just requesting you to try to inform if there is a class is there on Saturday or not.
Okay, sir.
Last class I missed also. I thought it is of the class of Wednesday.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I think it was the class of Tuesday timetable last Saturday. Please
Okay,
try
sir.
to inform me one day before also. I'll
Okay,
also
sir.
get ready with the. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, sir.